Hey, good Sunday morning to everybody. How's it going today? Hope you had an enjoyable weekend and are wrapping it up in a fun and safe manner. I wanted to talk about something today that's sort of been on my mind lately, especially with the current situation with everything from the CV to wargaming to economics to red flags to personal preparedness. All of it sort of just ties hand in hand, quite honestly. But what I wanted to discuss specifically today was what I refer to as freedom zones, or areas where maybe some states within the U.S. are more free than others. For example, take the Midwest, or take my state, for example, the state of Texas. Currently, I would consider Texas a freedom zone. And one of the reasons is that we are for that is, one, we're more of an independent type state anyway. Obviously, we're part of the United States and are subject to the laws and taxation as everybody else is, but we've always sort of held an independent frame of mind from that of the U.S. And we were once our own republic. And so that sort of plays into it. And then also we have, very, I would say, friendly 2A laws for those that are legally capable of doing so. We have a pretty open economy, except for, you go into these bastions of the blue, I call them, the Austins, the Dallas, the Houstons, San Antonios. The big inner cities are all ran by the left and are extremely blue. So they have ordinances and this and that thrive on, limitations and privacy intrusions, censorship, etc. But for the most part, Texas, Florida, I call those freedom zones. And there's a host of other states as well that are falling in that category, to me anyway. But what zone are you in? Are you in a freedom zone? Are you in a lockdown mode state? Are you in California, where they're getting ready to lock everything down again and do the opposite of freedom? Even with the vaccine. What zone are you in? How long will it last for you? How long have you been there? What's the outlook? What do you think's going to happen? I've had a video or two on this before, and life is too short to be miserable and broke. And you probably ought to research alternatives if it's freedom zones that you are looking for and just do not have, where you're at. You might want to broaden your horizons a little bit and do some research yourself and see about what other areas or zones are more conducive to your lifestyle as a patriot. Because the left knows the blueprint to win elections now, forever. One, you've got to have a reason for mail-in voting. Two, you've got to execute mail-in voting. Three, we all know the results from those two things. So you can expect there to always be a reason for mail-in voting. You can expect there to always be a fight for, the resistance to voter ID. They don't give a damn about people of color that say they can't get an ID like everybody else. This is all based on fulfilling their grip on power through any means necessary, which includes voter fraud. vote harvesting, etc. So if you are a patriot and you just can't get your people to vote right where you're at to fit your lifestyle, you need to consider moving to a freedom zone that is conducive to your lifestyle and your voting habits. They're out there. But honestly, I'm proud of Texas. I'm proud to be a Texan, and but I don't know how much longer we're going to be one. Honestly, it's a numbers game, and the only thing that's really keeping Texas red currently is the rural voters with scruples. If it ends up going to the inner cities and they end up with the numbers, and of course mail-in voting is going to help that. That's going to change soon, unfortunately, until we can get a grip on and lock down correct voting rules that are fair to everybody, and rein in fraud. This is going to be it's just a matter of time. And so I would encourage you to look at areas that are more conducive to freedom and a lifestyle that is commensurate with yours, and think about pulling up stakes and maybe moving there. I think it's a pretty good certainty that we're going to have some strife in this nation pretty soon. And I'm talking about economical, military conflict, possible civil war. There's just a lot going on, and I think that you probably want to be in an area that, if patriotism is, your one of your main lifestyle, goals. If being around patriots and being free is something that you strive to have or be, you need to think about that. Now, I'm sure that a lot of this video will be censored from who, but I'm quite sure that there's some stuff going on with mine. Even I'm just a small little channel. I don't have many followers or subscribers, but for example, I had on the video I put out yesterday afternoon, I had about 7 or 8 likes. When I went to bed, when I woke up, they were down to 0. So, I'm not trying to brag about likes, quite the opposite actually, but it doesn't make a lot of sense that they would be gone, this morning if somebody wasn't playing around. So anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your comments and your interaction, and hopefully we can figure this thing out going forward and make our lives better and the lives for our kids and grandkids better. So with that, everybody stay safe. Long live the Republic.